I'm glad to be back here. Y'all gonna have to make a lot of noise so we sound like we're having a lot of fun in here. I am excited to be back again, and today we're going to lunch and laugh and learn about how humor and laughter is really good for our health and our heart. And going around earlier, I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are thinking, look at those Converse tennis shoes with all those sequins. I wonder where she got those shoes. And some of you are probably thinking, I wonder how long it takes you to put all that makeup on and get in all that garb every time she goes out. Others of you are thinking, okay, so she's a great-grandmother and has 6 great-grandchildren. How old is she really? And finally, I know some of you are thinking, I wouldn't stand up in front of a crowd in that outfit for all the money in the world. So I really do love being a clown, and about 35 years ago, when I first started being a clown, I was just going to dress up and help mothers do birthday parties. And next year, after I finish my classes, I will actually be one of the first certified humor therapists and therapeutic clowns in the whole United States. So I had no idea when I started clowning where that would take me and how it would open doors for me to become sort of like a healthy humorist, is what I am. So there's a lot of good things about being a clown. First of all, I get to wear all the makeup I want, and no one thinks I'm cheap or easy. I get to talk to every single stranger I meet, and that comes in really handy since I'm looking for a boyfriend. And I get to say and do anything I want because nobody knows what a clown is supposed to say and do. And I can remember early on in my clowning career when I learned that, I started in San Antonio, and one day I got a call from one of those big malls in San Antonio, and they said, would you come and be our master of ceremonies for our Halloween costume contest? I thought, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I just can't wait to get there and see what they want me to do. So I got there and I said, okay, what do you want me to do? And she said, just do whatever you normally do. Well, I didn't do anything yet. And that's how I really did learn to be a clown. I just said yes to everything that called, and then I figured out how to do it, and then I started on my clown career. So there are also some things that aren't so good about being a clown. It's really hard to drive through McDonald's when you're a clown. Whenever you drive through McDonald's, the little person that's handing you the burger always hollers to the back and said, Ronald's wife is at the drive-thru. It's really hard to eat in public when you're a clown. One time I did a parade and they gave me a free meal, and I was just getting ready to eat when a little girl that was standing next to me said, ooh, look, she has a tongue. One time I got thrown off the football field when I was bringing Kenny Stabler and Earl Campbell popsicles for National Clown Week. I actually had food thrown at me in the ASU college cafeteria one time when I was delivering a singing telegram. And once I saved a little girl's life when her hair caught on fire when she was blowing the candles out on her birthday cake. So today we're going to talk about humor and laughter and stress while you eat. And humor is really an attitude. It's the way you look at and perceive the world and the things that are going on around you and how you react to those things. And everybody has a different kind of sense of humor. That's why everybody doesn't think the same things are funny. What you think is funny, you might not think is funny. What's not funny today could be funny tomorrow. So humor, like if you're in line at the grocery store, you can see that some people are really irritated and angry and upset and have a lot of anxiety, or other people are just smiling and talking and waiting their turn. Laughter, on the other hand, is the physical response to laughter. So when you laugh, it actually changes the chemicals in your brain. And when you laugh, you usually take a big deep breath, and that puts oxygen into your blood, which opens up your blood cells and helps decrease your blood pressure. It also raises your T cells, which help fight against flus and colds and infections. And that's why the studies from the doctors and the scientists actually prove that laughter is good medicine. Those people who laugh more and laugh at everyday things and have a better attitude and see the glass half full instead of half empty have fewer heart attacks and less disease and are happier than those people who don't. And so that's the main thing that we want to talk about today is your heart. And that if you have a lighter heart, you're able to laugh at the things around you and see the things around you as humorous, then you're going to be happier and healthier than those that don't. The third thing we're going to talk about is stress, and that is definitely the problem. Is there anyone in here who's not stressed? Good for you. Oh, got it, good one. everybody's stressed, and stress is in fact at an all-time high in the United States because we do too much, we're too connected, we're doing things too rapidly, we're expecting too much out of ourselves, we have too high goals that aren't even realistic, we're trying to be what everybody else wants us to be, so we just got this stress on us all the time. So for just a few minutes at your tables, I want you to kind of talk about the things that cause you stress. Okay, let's just see the things that are giving us stress. Kind of holler out at this table. What did y'all discuss that causes you stress? We're going to put it on the blue.
Time and prioritization for her. She can't prioritize.
Time. What about this table? What stresses you guys out?
Kids.
Kids. Parents. Work. Okay, so some of these stresses, like taxes, come around once a year. Moving probably comes around once every 5 years, 10 years. Maybe in the military, maybe every 3 years. The boss, he's there constantly. School, work. So most of the things that we worry about are there all the time. And it's really how we react to those things. Marcy Shimhoff, who is one of the co-authors of Chicken Soup for the Soul, says that we have about 60,000 thoughts a day. And of those thoughts, 90% are the exact same thoughts we had yesterday, and 85% are negative. And so what we have is this endless loop in our brains, just like a little computer, of all the things that can go wrong, and all the things that we should be doing, and all the things that our kids should be doing, and all these things that are constantly in there that are creating stress. And when you're stressed, you're kind of tight like this balloon. By the time you get home, your shoulders are tight, and you've probably got a stress headache, maybe indigestion, all of those things that come along with stress. So if throughout your day, you can remind yourself to laugh, watch for the laughter, create the laughter, you can kind of let that stress out a little bit, and then it goes back up, and it comes back down, it goes back out, it comes back down. But people who stay stressed for years, like maybe doctors who are just, going all the time, always have stress, people who are in an unhappy marriage and can't seem to make it work, maybe there's abuse or something, maybe you're in a job that you really don't like, but you have to do it for the money, maybe you're going to school because your parents want you to and you don't want to, you want to grow up and be a clown. So if you keep letting that stress out, then it doesn't build up, because doctors estimate that about 90% of the people in the hospital today are there with stress-related illnesses. And those are the things that I was just talking about. If you stay stressed all the time, it constricts your arteries, and it can cause you to have strokes. It can cause you to have heart disease. It causes a lot of this indigestion and ulcers. All the things that you see advertised on TV every single day, sleep disorders, all of those things can be stress-related. So that if you can learn to kind of turn off that little computer in your head and think, well, I'm working here, this is my boss, I'm going to have to learn to deal with it, or I'm going to have to change. Or I'm in the line going, I always think I live over by where the old Kmart was, where the seniors live, and they have those cars and they just go to McDonald's or to the mall or to Walmart. And it's not very far, but they're scared to death. They're driving really slow, and it's easy to get behind them and get irritated. So I was trying to think, when I'm irritated by someone who's around me driving, I don't know what's happened in their day. It isn't worth it to me to get upset. And did you ever notice that when you drive, anybody who's driving slower is an idiot, and anybody who's driving faster is stupid? And that nobody's ever driving the right way. So there's just a whole lot of things that we worry about and we stress over, that we can work on our own hearts to be healthier and our own health by being aware of stress and how it acts in our bodies. So now we're going to talk about laughter, and I'm going to need 3 volunteers to do that. And we're going to see how much that we're laughing. Now I'm going to ask a question while I blow up the balloons, because I know you don't want to blow the balloons. And I know that you're embarrassed to be a volunteer, so I have a solution for that. Nobody ever likes to volunteer. So, yes, we're going to cover your faces. You put these on, and you put these on. Okay, so we're going to think, how many times do you think a baby laughs every day? And everybody can just holler out while I'm going up the movie. How many times did baby last? A baby, like baby in a crib, little baby, new baby. 20, 50, 150. Anybody else? Well, we're going to find out because she's going to sit on it, and then the answer will pop out. That's why it's a pop quiz. Okay. You did? Okay. Babies laugh 75 times a day. You were close. We were having prizes, you could get one. Okay, then the second one is, how many times do children laugh, like age 3, 4, 5, they're playing in the playground? 50, 100, 120. Any other? 175. 175? Kind of like being a real fortune. 150. Okay. Now she has to sit on it and her answer will pop out. There you go. Woo! She did it. Hey. This is much better than pop quizzes in class, isn't it? Okay, so children laugh 425 times a day. If you want to see children laugh, go to the park, but don't take your children. Because you'll just yell at them. But watch all the other children and see how many times they laugh. They just laugh constantly. They laugh all the time. Okay, last question. How many times do adults laugh a day?
20.
20, 15? 5. Where does she work? Okay. Your turn.
Looking forward.
Okay, so adults laugh 15 times a day. You were close. She's if we only had a prize, you would be the winner. Oh, I do have a prize. Wait a minute. You each get a prize for helping. This is going to be on YouTube if you just wait right over there. There we go. Okay, so that's just not enough times to laugh. So what I'm going to do is encourage all of you to watch for the laughter around you, and we're going to talk about where we can find laughter. But laughter really is good for you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a laughter exercise. And these exercises are being done. There's 6,000 laughter clubs across the United States, in fact, across the world. It started in India. And people get together sometimes once a week, sometimes once a month. It depends on what their club does. And they actually do these exercises to keep themselves to be healthier. So I want everybody to stand up. Okay. And we're going to start out. First, we're going to feel our hearts so you can feel when we're finished how rapid your heart is going to see that you don't have to jog, you can just laugh. Okay. Then we're going to take a big deep breath. Like it real good so the oxygen gets in, and then we're going to let it out. And when we get to the bottom, right here, we're going to go, ha, ha, ha. Pretty good. Let's do it again. Hands up, big deep breath. Let it out. Ha, ha, ha. And what this does when you're sitting at your desk all day long, or for people that are in the nursing home in a wheelchair, this pushes the carbon dioxide out of your chest. When you're a couch potato, or you're sitting on the couch, or you can't get out and exercise because it's too icy that one day of the year, then you can do this, and it will help you do it. Okay, this one, we're just going to clap, and we're going to go, ha.